Okay, occipital lift. So, where do we even start with this one? There's the position of the setup that needs to be right. If you've not got the setup position right, then it's almost impossible to lift. Okay, your vectors need to be in correct alignment, because if we are not, there's a multitude of different vectors to go onto, and if we do not allow them to align, then we have to put a hell of a lot more force through this. And you see a lot of people do occipital lifts where they are putting far too much force in. Okay, you got to think what we're trying to do is stimulate the brain, not lift the skull off the body. Okay, and you've experienced it before where somebody's done it when it's not appropriate, and they've done it just because it's an easy one to do for a big click and crunk, and then all we end up with is like complete sympathetic spin out. Okay, so this is a powerful one for when it's required. Okay, we're going to do masculine today, shall we? Because there's a feminine setup as well, which is the pull, but this one is going to be masculine. We're going to be doing it laid down as well. Like when we do a sitting occipital lift, we're layering into a lift gravity. Now, just from a mechanic point of view, you're fighting against muscles, but it's like 2 layers of input. So where people sometimes go, oh yeah, well, I like to just do a lift seated because it's easier for me, or it makes more sense for me to get traction, they miss the fact that actually you put in a lot more layers of neurology in there. So start with this one as a basis, see if it holds, stimulate with gravity if you need to, and then we can add in a seated if it doesn't hold post that. Okay. So I need a volunteer on the bench. Who's going to go? Come on, Jord, get down. Okay. So the steps to a setup. I'll let Lou try and position me if you need to. But the first thing we want to do is we want to stand. Let me get this right. Okay, right, yeah. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn the head to the side that we want to lift. So if I'm looking at the right occiput that I actually want to lift, then we're going to turn the head round to the opposing side, okay? Sorry, towards the side that we want, okay? Now we're going to use a few markers because we're going to look at the jaw and the mandible as a marker for our arm to start with. It's a starting point, it's not the end point. You'll see that we need to change that angle depending on what their anatomy lines up to give a lifting point, okay? So we're going to turn the head to the right, and support with the hand underneath to create a little bit of traction. And then what we're going to do is going to rest the arm across the jawline and just support the chin. I'm not choking him, I'm just having it there. Now what we're then going to do is we're going to step across to the left and turn the head a full 180 across, and we need to come right round. So if you come round here, Lou, now. What is the first thing we notice with Jordan? What do we need to correct? Lateral flexion, okay? So before we've done anything, we need to drop that down. Ideally, we do that before. The idea is that my arm should be underneath here and the neck should be into a neutral position. So we need to make sure there's plenty of space. Now look at that from this angle. Neck is now in spinal neutral, okay? From this position now, I need to be able to turn all my vectors into that direction. That's the motion we're going. So I can't stay here. I've got to square my hips. I have to bring myself around and change the height of the bed. Not that way, Tom, you're too short. So I can step across. Now I'm going to have to straddle him a little bit with this bed because of the arm. But what I'm looking to do is, I'm looking to have my arm there, come across and square my hips and square my shoulders as much as I can. And shuffle myself forward a little bit so I'm on more weight onto my back foot. Okay? Come back round here now. Next thing we want a nice relaxed hand, and we're aiming to get contact between the femur and hypofemur. That's going to sit just inferior to the occipital rim, and we're going to be sat here. Okay? The hand is going to be relaxed, middle fingers in the direction of where we are. I want this arm to be dropped down. I want to turn and feel, so I'm in one position going that way. All my vectors are now aligning that way. I'm sat backwards, that's why I move this foot forwards, so my weight is backwards, so now I'm in position with him. If I'm up and over like this, my body weight vector is going that way. So when I'm trying to move this way, we've got conversion of those vectors, and we're going to end up with a vector there between. So if I'm sat back, I'm here nice and relaxed, suddenly I'm behind and I can go that way. Okay? Now here's your checkpoint. So from this position, we're going to change. From this point, we're just going to hold there. I'm just going to rock my body weight forwards and backwards. I'm going to feel what's going on. And what I'm looking for is the whole unit to be moving as one in that direction. Okay? Now, if I raise my arm slightly, we want to find the sweet spot until that happens. If I raise my arm too far, what I'll actually create is a block. Now, when we create that block and I try and traction, we're going to jab across. We're not going to be able to move in one unit. If my arm's too far down, what we create is a pivot point. And as we move our body weight from back to front, we actually create lateral flexion. That's commonly done. We don't want lateral flexion. So let's just get into setup position, head towards, get low, turn round, come round. There. We're behind, squaring myself off. I can feel that's blocking, that's laterally flexing, and that is all one unit. You can feel the difference there, can't you, George? So that's my set point. Then I need to know if it's on in-breath, out-breath or neutral. If you don't understand that concept, you keep it neutral until you've gone through the advanced. And then when we're ready, we're going to impulse, and we're going to impulse in 3 different ways. And they all have to be connected together. So the impulse will come from translation of body going forward in a rock position there. And as we come through, we're going to kick with the hip. It's important that actually we contract into that psoas and we're creating that motion. So that's motion 1. Then we're going to transfer our body weight at the same time. Boom. And as we go through, then it's forward. So it's if we can, we want a slight delay between body movement, kick hip, arms. Weight transfer, kick hip, arms. So it should look like a just check, push backwards, push backwards, push backwards, push backwards. So we've got traction on the left, push backwards, which enables movement. Traction on the right, shuts movement right down. So we can lift from this side. You want to go that way? So go through the steps. Move body that way, arm across, kick across there. Head down, body weight behind, middle finger over, straddle, body weight back, and that is knee set. So we're there, I'm nice and relaxed. Through, I'm ready. Didn't have to be big there at all. Okay, but nice and easy, comfortable. Comes through. Checking his pulse rate. Changing abdominal breath, still pulse rate is up. Got a few blinks. Let's go back to it. Push backwards there, strong as an ox. Push backwards there, strong. This was inhibiting, push back, strong as an ox. There you go, multiple stages. Well done.
Sweet.